Week 3 of the NFL season is in the books, and there are 6 undefeated teams remaining. I thought it would be fun to go through and rank them how I think they are right now. Best to worst. In no particular order, they are Bills, Chargers, Colts, Eagles, 49ers, and Bucks. Here we go. I think right now, the best undefeated team in my eyes is the Buffalo Bills. I would have them firmly at number 1. They're going to be a contender. The only thing that's held them back at all is, can they beat Kansas City in the playoffs, in the postseason? Well, the way this season's going, that might not be an issue because Kansas City has not looked good. Maybe that'll change once they get healthy at wide receiver. But if you told me Buffalo doesn't have to play Kansas City in the postseason, I think they win the Super Bowl. I did pick them to win the Super Bowl this year over Tampa Bay. So I think this is their year. They're a well-oiled machine at this point. Josh Allen is fantastic, but he's playing within the offense, doing what he needs to do, managing the game and taking it over if necessary. James Cook looking fantastic off that contract. The only problem with the Bills, as it always is the defensive injuries. We know McDermott gets a lot out of the defense, gets more than most coaches probably should. But the Achilles heel for Buffalo is in the postseason, their defense typically gives up a lot of points. Can that change this year? Can they avoid Kansas City? It feels really good if you're a Buffalo fan. I think they look like the best team in the league. Number 2 on the list is the Philadelphia Eagles. While they might not look as good as some teams behind them at the moment, they get the benefit of the doubt because of the roster, because they're the defending champs. I talked about it earlier in this episode. They're doing what championship teams do. They're finding a way to win. Even when they play sloppy, even when things are going wrong, they band together, somebody makes a play. A.J. Brown, Jordan Davis, special teams, whatever we need to do to win, we will do it. That Rams game proved it. It was such a disaster in the first half, and in the second half they said, okay, we're airing it out. We're going vertical, down the field. A.J. Brown, their willingness to adapt on the fly and compete as a team, coming off that Super Bowl, I just don't know how you could have Philadelphia lower. Most people would say they probably should be 1 because they're the defending champs. I think Buffalo looks better, but they're right there with them. Before we continue with the video, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Subscribe so you feel better about your sports takes. Back to the video. Number 3, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Baker Mayfield continues to prove that he is a top 5 to 7 quarterback in the league. And it's one of the best stories since I've been really talking about the NFL on the internet. What has happened to Baker Mayfield just makes me so happy. The fact that Cleveland didn't want him. He gets bounced, goes to Carolina. They don't want him. Has the 1 week flying in on Tuesday with Sean McVay, gets a chance with Tampa Bay, and just continues to take them to the playoffs. He gets a new coordinator every year, and he just keeps going. He just looks better and better. He's going to deliver. When he gets the ball, he's going to make plays. He's got that moxie. Todd Bowles, kind of one of the most underrated / disrespected coaches in the league. They just continue to perform. They're a good front office. They're a well-run team. The concern this year was the defense, and I feel like they've outplayed what we expected. The defense has looked far better than we thought they would. Egbuka has made an immediate impact. Bucky Irving is a fantastic running back. They have so many great pieces. They're the one team in the NFC that I think really could present a challenge for Philadelphia, which we will see. Number 4 for me is the Chargers. Justin Herbert playing like this with a Harbaugh team. You could argue they should be higher, and maybe they will be if they keep rolling like this. Herbert is finally coming into his own. He is finally fulfilling his potential. Harbaugh isn't just running it 100 times a game and throwing it 16. He is unleashing Herbert. All of his guys are making plays. The line's holding up. Quentin Johnston has resurrected his career. They look fantastic, and they lead the AFC West. I would not want to play them because they are a physical, talented football team. Number 5, the Indianapolis Colts. We're all kind of wondering if it's a mirage. I'll say it. I understand. We're all wondering, is it for real though? Like Daniel Jones, it's going to come back down to earth at some point, right? Just let me put Daniel Jones out of the equation for a moment, because when Shane Steichen took over the Colts job, I thought it was a slam dunk. I thought Steichen was one of the best offensive minds in the league. I thought he was going to have success immediately. He did. He had a great season with Gardner Minshew. He's a drop pass away from the playoffs. I mean, like almost there. They get to take a few steps back because they drafted Anthony Richardson, which was a mistake. How much impact did Steichen have on that? How much was front office? We don't know. We know that if you give Shane Steichen a competent quarterback, he looks good. Look at what he did with Jalen Hurts. Look at what he's done with every quarterback except Anthony Richardson. If anything, this just shows you how bad he was. Daniel Jones, I think, is playing with a newfound confidence. He's got so many weapons around him. Jonathan Taylor, looking like he did a couple seasons ago. He's really arguably the best back in the league right now, playing like the best back. I'm not saying he is the most talented. They are firing on all cylinders. Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, Cincinnati, dumb enough to fire him. They're like, hey, our roster's bad. Let's fire the guy who's, does great things with it. Indianapolis is a scary, scary football team. The only worry is at some point, people were like, well, yeah, but Daniel Jones is going to come back down to earth, right? He's not going to continue to play like this. I mean, he's got some of the best stats in the league, but at some point it has to stop, does it? Like Sam Darnold, this is one of those situations. I don't know if it will be. It could be, but Sam Darnold, I think, could have kept that going longer in Minnesota if they had been more well-rounded and consistent. They got away from the run, and then he had to drop back, and the O-line betrayed him, and he got, a little carried away. If Indy can stay well-balanced and run the football and just orchestrate these drives and control the football game like they are, they're going to be a tough out for any opponent. I don't think they're like Super Bowl contenders or anything, but they are a real team. That's why they're 5 on my list. Number 6, last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers. I talked about them earlier. I won't spend too much time. I just don't know if they have the juice to compete with the top teams, in the NFC. Can they go and beat the Packers or the Rams in a playoff game? I'm not sure. The injuries are an issue. They're in a weird transition year. However, Robert Saleh back on the defense is making a huge impact. Ricky Pearsall's playing well. Mac Jones doing what he needs to do. They're surviving, and it feels like they're just executing as a team. Do what we need to do to win. Just keep going. Do what we need to do to win. I don't feel great about them. Watching them doesn't feel, amazing. They don't feel like a dominant football team, but they are undefeated. They have beat 2 division opponents, so something has to be said for that. They're well coached, a well-run franchise. They're bottom of the list for me because out of all the undefeated teams, I think I trust them the least, but that doesn't mean they can't surprise me. This was supposed to be a transition year, and they're doing well, even despite losing Brock Purdy. So credit to them. That's my list of the undefeated teams in the NFL from best to worst.